In this video, here's what we'll cover, starting with your own needs. What traditional mindfulness offers, what MBCT offers, what the research says, a checklist to help you choose. Mindfulness is everywhere now. You see it in apps, in books, at work, and in almost every conversation about stress. And that is a good thing. But here is something that often surprises people. Not all mindfulness is the same. Two people can both say they practice mindfulness and mean two very different things. If you are trying to manage stress, anxiety, or low mood, you may have run into two names in particular: traditional mindfulness and mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, or MBCT. Both grow from the same ancient roots, but they are built for different jobs. In my practice, I want people to choose with clear eyes, not just follow a trend. So let me walk you through it. Let me start with your own needs, because that is where the real answer lives. Before you look at any program, it helps to pause and ask yourself a few honest questions. Are you looking to handle everyday stress? Or are you trying to protect yourself from depression coming back? Do you like structure and a set plan? Or do you prefer something flexible you can shape around your own life? Would you feel more supported in a group or more comfortable practicing on your own? There are no wrong answers here. Your honest replies point you toward the approach that will actually suit you, rather than the one that simply sounds good. Now let me explain what traditional mindfulness offers. This approach draws on Buddhist meditation, and it reached the West through programs like mindfulness-based stress reduction, or MBSR, developed by Jon Kabat-Zinn. At its heart are three simple ideas: staying with the present moment, noticing without judging, and accepting your thoughts and feelings as they come and go. In practice, that can look like sitting or walking meditation, where you focus gently on your breath, your body, or the sounds around you. It can be a body scan, slowly moving your attention through each part of your body. It can be mindful breathing, or simply bringing full attention to something ordinary, like eating or walking. One of its great strengths is freedom. You can practice alone or in a group, with a teacher or with an app, on your own schedule. There is no fixed curriculum. Research suggests this can reduce stress and anxiety, sharpen focus, and lift general well-being. Its main limit is that, on its own, it may not target a specific mental health condition, and some people want more structure than it gives. Next, let me explain what MBCT offers. MBCT is an 8-week, evidence-based program. It was designed for a particular purpose: to help people who have lived through repeated depression or who get stuck in a loop of negative thinking. It was developed by Zindel Segal, Mark Williams, and John Teasdale, and it blends mindfulness practice with ideas from cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. The structure is clear. There is usually an orientation session first, then 8 weekly classes. Each class explores a theme, such as living on automatic pilot, or learning to care for yourself. Classes run in a group, and there is daily home practice between sessions. Alongside the meditation and body scans, you learn to spot unhelpful thought patterns and respond to them in a kinder, wiser way. A trained therapist guides the group, and the shared setting builds a real sense of connection. One of its central goals is to help you shift out of doing mode, where you are always trying to fix and solve, and into being mode, where you can simply notice and allow. The trade-off is commitment. It asks you to show up each week and practice at home, and it suits people with a history of depression or anxiety more than someone after a quick, flexible fix. So what does the research say? For traditional mindfulness, regular practice is linked with lower stress, steadier emotions, and a greater sense of being present in your own life. It is especially helpful for coping with everyday pressures. MBCT, meanwhile, has a strong evidence base for one thing in particular: reducing the risk of depression returning. Studies suggest people who complete MBCT can experience fewer and less severe depressive episodes, along with greater emotional resilience and self-awareness. Please remember, these are general findings, not promises. Everyone is different, and results vary from person to person. Let me leave you with a simple checklist. If you live with depression or anxiety that keeps coming back, MBCT may be the stronger of it. If you want a structured, evidence-based group program, MBCT gives you that clear path. If your goal is to ease everyday stress and feel more present, traditional mindfulness is flexible and easy to reach. If you prefer practicing on your own, traditional mindfulness can be self-directed. And if you can commit to an 8-week course with regular home practice, MBCT rewards that effort with a solid research base. Both paths are worth walking. Neither is better in every case. They simply suit different people at different times. And mindfulness is a skill that grows the more you practice it. If you would like help deciding, you can read the full guide or book a session with us at Potentials Unlimited in Bella Vista using the links in the description below. Before you go, here's a quick recap of what we covered, starting with your own needs. What traditional mindfulness offers, what MBCT offers, what the research says, a checklist to help you choose